Hello everyone. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful day. I got a new video here today. I just want to share with you guys and um, see if this is a really great way to understand 317. Most people just play the chart here, the 317 just as how it is, like right here, right? The 317, this is the only chart that everybody uses. They don't do two charts together. But today I'm going to share with you how to use the real 317 chart. Okay. Most people don't really understand how to use a 317. They think it's just a rundown, but it's not. It's a puzzle. It's a real cool puzzle that you can use. And I'm in the state of Arizona. So I'm going to use some Arizona numbers. And here's the numbers for Arizona's chart. So this is on Lottery Post. So we're going to backtrack. I haven't selected any numbers at all. But I want to share with you how I use this. And yesterday I chose a number on my ticket by using this chart, the 817. I chose it as a different combination. I chose it as 178, and I'll show you how I got that 178 based off of this 898 number. Okay, so but let's go ahead and get to it. So let's go to 898 from yesterday's number. So I'm going to put that in here, 898 343, and then 343. And for me, I like to put the numbers in here. And a lot of times I will either use the date or I'll just use the number here and bring this down here. Since this is a 317, it's a repeat. So if you don't understand 317 yet, this is a lottery sheet that I have, which is an automated one. All I do is enter the numbers in here and automatically gives me the rundown. But the way 317 works is all this column is added by 3. Right? 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 4. Or 11 plus 3 is 14, 17, and then it goes to 20. So, but then these are all just added by 3s. These are all added by 1s. These are all added by 7s. Okay, same thing here. 3, 1, 7. 3, 1, 7. Okay. So what I've noticed is, so this is the way I play it. So let me go ahead and put this 274 into this box here so I can bring down that 898. 274, 729, 729. So if you're not familiar with this, what I'm doing, I'm using the mirror numbers. So mirror numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then 6, 7, 8, 9, then 0. So this is how the combinations work on mirrors. So we'll put that in just to go ahead and for you to see. So this is mirror numbers. Okay. So that's the mirror numbers of any combination. So 2 is 7, 7 is 2, 4 is 9. Okay, so that's how I'm getting these numbers here. Okay, so what I've learned on 317, most people don't realize this, but if you play 317 chart or any rundown chart, okay, so let's say if you're playing a, let's say a 1, 2, 3 chart, right? So 1, 2, 3 chart, and you want to play this number that I'm playing as the 898. I would recommend for you to create a chart like this for it, because this chart right here is a 317 chart. So if I go put this back here, and I put 317, and I hit run, there you go. See, 317, 317, 624, 931, 248, 555, 862. So you see all this here are these numbers. On the side of it is all the mirror numbers. So if I would have put the 486 here, all the same numbers appear here. 9730000. So these are all the mirror number side of it. Okay. But I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna use the numbers off of that 317 chart. So the way I start playing this is so this is 898, right? So 898. So what I'll do is I'll go in this chart here and find the last digit of the 8. So this is 248. So what I would do from there is find somewhere in this chart that 248 number, right? Somewhere in this chart. So it's going to be going straight sideways. It might be going down. So here it is. So it's 248. There it is. So what I'll do is I highlight that. Let's make it red. Okay. 248. And the number that played that winning number is right here. So anywhere in this chart here, the 248 is right here too. Right. So that's the winning number here. So 248. So what I'll do is I'll play the 248 on this chart. And the way I like to play this is, and the cool thing about this is you'll find the next winning number every time on the 317 chart. So if the eight, let's say if the number winning number was a two, last number, I would use the 862 and find the 862. That 862 is going to be attached to the winning number. So with the 248 is right here. So the winning number that came up the next day as of yesterday is 817. 7817, right in between. And it's attached to the number that I always highlight. See, that's the number I always highlight. 817, 871, 781, 781, 781. So, I mean, somehow this the 317 chart number, this is the foundation where you'll find the next number. That's what I've noticed. Even if you look at this. So if you look at a 284, 248, the next number is 793, right? So 739 is on the side. That's the mirroring numbers. But the 248 is here. Okay. And the really interesting thing about that 793, if you look at the chart here, if you look at the chart here, the 793 is the main number as well, right? But it blocks it off. It kind of somehow the 739 triggers out the numbers and blocks it off. So let's make that let's make it green. Okay, so see, what am I doing? Okay, so the color is green. So this 9377. See, it kind of blocks it in. So somehow the mirroring numbers blocks it off and it kind of weaves into it. But if you went on this side, 793, there's no 781. But the 781 is here, right? So somehow it weaves into it to block off where all the numbers starts at. 718 is blocked off. So, but that's what I would notice about this is using this 317 rundown. So I'm going to show you some examples. So let's go and clear off this chart, the whole thing. Okay. So let's go into, I don't know, let's pick a random number. Let's do July. Let's do June. So June 15th is 962. Okay. So let's do this. So 962. So 962, and then it's going to be 417. 417. So now the 2 is the one that we're going to be looking at. Okay. So now it's 348, 893, 893. So now 962 is here because that is the winning number, 962. Okay. So 962, now we go in our chart here and we go find 862. So somewhere in this chart, there's an 862. It's right here, 628. 628. So let's highlight that green. Okay. So that's the 862 number. So the next day's number should be attached to the 682 somewhere. It's either going to be weaved through the number, it's going to be attached to the number somehow. It's going to be, so let's look at it. So now the mirror of this number 862 is 317. Okay, so let's look at it. So there's a 1, there's a 7, there's a 7, 1, there's a 7, there's a 3, there's a 7 here. So let's just use all these 317s, 317. I'm just highlighting those to get rid of them. So let's make those, I don't know, blue, right? So we highlight those. Now, the next number that came up to win that number is 615. 615. See? And the main number again was 628. 628. 615. And it's attached to this, the twos, the 962 here. And the 628 is going down this way. So let's clear it back off real quick. 628. The winning number was 651. It's wrapped around the 2. Okay. So if I find another 628, let's look for that. Because the way I found this is off the 628 is the 2, based off of the 2. So it's 862. 862. 86. See, that's the only one that's connected. I don't see anywhere else. There's an 862 connected. There's all the double eights here. 86. 862. So let's look at this one. 286 is down here too, right? You see it? Let's highlight that. Around that, is there the 615? Nope, nothing. Because this number is over here, 682, 15, 682. But the 15 is going straight and the 6 is on the other side. But this one is the clear picture 615 or 65, 615. Right, so that's how this one came up. So let's try another one. So let's try the next day. Let's just use a 615. 615, 160, 160. We run that again. So we're looking for the fives. So this is the 5. So here's the 5, there's a 5, there's a 5. But this could be a 5 as well because, 5 is a mirror of 0. So let's just highlight this. So now, attached to that should be the next number. Somehow, if it plays out correctly. So the next number is 615 is 837. There's an 8 and there's a 3. Not anywhere is attached to a 7. So 8. There's no 7 next to 8. There's a 7 and 8 here. 7 and 8 here. This is the 5. So, I mean, it's all still here. So if you highlight this whole box here, inside this box, so inside this whole box right here, let's just make it all yellow. Let's make this one red. This is the center point of these numbers, right? So 5, 5, 5. That's the main number here. So this one is, let's just make this back to red. So there it is, right? So that's the center of the box. Maybe not the center of the box. The center of the box would have been here. That would have been here, huh? So let's just clear it off real quick. So center the box around the zeros. Let's make it all red. Make this yellow. So so 7, what did I say? 7, 3, 7, 8. So there's a 7 here, but that's attached all to the 5, 5, 0, 8, 3. So this 0, this 5, one of the 5s turns into a 7. So this one's kind of confusing, but somehow still attached to the 5s. 5, 5, but the 5 is way up here. If you look at it this side, so 5, 5, 0 or 0, 0, 5 is still 5s. Even down here's all the 3s, 7, 8. So this one's going to work very well, but somehow, but that was a 6, 1, 5. So let's try the next number, 8, 3, 7. Let's do 3, 8, 2. So now we're looking at the number 7. So which one has a 7? The 3, 1, 7 does. So now we're looking for the 3, 1, 7 in the chart. So 3, 1, 7 is off of the main number, right? So it's the same number, 3, 1, 7. I'm putting it down here because you can see both sides versus like if you put it up here, you're kind of confusing because you're going back up and forth and up here. Okay, so the next number is off of that is the winning number. And let's look at the mirror side too, 8, 6, 2. So here are all the 2s, 8, 6, 6. And then let's just highlight those green. So those are what's blocking it off. And then 3, 1, 7. Here's 3, 1, 7 going straight across. So the next winning number, 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1. Boom. And it's against the 1, 3, 7. 1, 3, 7. Boom, boom, boom. So it's pretty weird. I mean, it's just like I'm trying to really wrap my mind around it. So last night I was playing it this way, and I'm like, I'm gonna play this number. So that's why I picked 4 numbers, and those 4 numbers I had as a 1, 7, 9. I had a 1, 7, 8. I had a 1, 7, 7, and then there was one where I put the mirroring numbers of the winning number, the 3, 4, 3 is what I played. And when I got the ticket this morning, when I checked the tickets, and it came out as 8, 1, 7. So it works in a way. So let's look at this other chart. So let's look at different charts. So let's say we're playing 2, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all this and put 2, 2, 3 numbers in here. Okay, so we'll figure this out together. I haven't tested out a 2, 2, 3, but I was just doing the 3, 1, 7 chart. So if you put 2, 2, 3 here, now your rundown is going to look like 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 6, 6, 9, 8, 8, 2, 0, 0, 5, 2, 2, 8, 4, 4, 1, 6, 6, 4, 8, 8, 7, 0, 0, 0, and then it goes back to 2, 2, 3. Now the mirror off of this number would be 7, 7, 8. Then we'll run that. So now it goes back to 7, 7, 8, 9, 9, 1, 1, 1, 4, 3, 3, 7, 5, 5, 0, 7, 7, 3, 9, 9, 6, 1, 1, 9, 3, 3, 2, 5, 5, 5, and 7, 7, 8. So that's what the 2, 2, 3 chart will look like. So the way I would use 2, 2, 3s is I play it off of doubles, right? Most numbers become as doubles. So let's look at some double numbers here. So here's the chart again. So let's choose a double that came up before. Let's just be random. Let's try 5, 5, 1. Okay. So we'll put 551 006 006. Okay, but I'm going to drop this down here. So that's it. So there it is. But I want to put this 1 down here. So let's put 115660. So there it is. So 551 is what played. This is from April 11th, 2025. Okay. And okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find a 1 here inside this chart. So it's a 441. So if you look at where the 551 is at, there should be a 441 attached to it. So it goes down this way. 441. So I'm gonna color that blue. Okay. And from there, 441 mirrors of 996. So that 996 is on this side of the mirror. Okay. So now we're gonna find out and see if we find the next number correctly. So in somewhere around this 114 should be attached to the next winning number if this chart works the way I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I never tested the 223, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, okay, so let's see, 4 4, so 551 is what we played, and the 1 is attached to a 4 4. So the next number is 488. So somehow 4, the 88's up here, but the 4's down here. But still attached to the 144, still on top of it. That's if you choose jump numbers instead of where it's not, where it's connected. I don't know, it's just an idea, you know. I mean, we can test out another one. Let's try a different one. Let's see how that one comes out. So that's the way this one played out, but it's still attached to the 4, the 144, right? So let's go back out and let's try another one. Let's try 996441. That's interesting. We just played a 441. The 996 came out on the 18th. The 488 played, right? So, but the attached number here is the straight number off the 488. So let's try 996. Okay, so 996. So now we're going to be looking at 446 because that's the chart here. So let's bring this down here real quick so that makes more sense to see. 550005. So that's how this number will be. So 996. So now that their straight number off the 6 would be 446. So 446 is here. So we'll make this whole thing red. No, we'll make it blue. So 446, and this is your winning number. All right. So the next day's number that came up after that. So 446. Is that the only one I see is 446? This could have been probably 4462. So let's choose all these 446, 446. And the next day's number here, right here, 446, 9962. Is there an 887 somewhere? Right here, straight. Boom. See, 446 is right here again. The winning number is right there. 887. Here's 878. So, I mean, it's kind of off, far away, but it's just really interesting in a way. Just realizing what it is, you know. But that's cool. I mean, it's interesting, but somehow it plays it out really well. But that's just using the double because these are playing straight, right? So, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is just my analogy right now. I can't say. I mean, I play it this way to see if it works, but you can always use different charts, whatever your favorite chart is, and you can test it out. I mean, some people like to play the 730, you know, or some people like the 730 probably a bit hard because all the zeros stays the same. You know what I mean? So if I choose this chart and I put 730, everything zeros. Maybe if you have a date, then maybe a number that come up at the zero, maybe test that out, you know. So let's try this. So 730, 460, 190, 820, 550, 280, 910, 640, 370, 000, 730. If you notice this, every time that the final charts, there's always a zero down here. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this one alone. Just gonna clear this off. So let's look at this number. Okay, so there's a number I see here. It's 120. And this has a zero right here. So let's try that. Okay, so I'm gonna put 120 in here. 675. 675. So all this will change to fives, zero, fives, right? Because all the numbers off of this is the mirror in here. So I'm gonna do the mirror side of it. So, so 120. So this, I don't know how I would probably use this. Maybe I would probably take this. The only one that has is a 20 is the 820. So the 820 would be here. See? So I will highlight that. 820 is there because the 820 straight, 820 sideways. And if there's a number that's attached to it, let's bring this down real quick. So 120. Let's put the 20 here. So I would put 7621. 21. There's the 120. So it's 820. Let's just highlight this part. Okay. So the 120 is 820 here. So the next day's number that came up, 295. 295. It's pretty weird, huh? Just going down straight, 295. I don't know if it's real or not, but that's really interesting. Okay, so let's clear this off. I'm gonna try not to find. Let me find another number here. You can look along with me to see if we can find another zero in the third spot right here. 950. That's January the 3rd. Let's do this. Let's put 950. Now we're gonna take this 950 and put it in here. So we'll put 59. It's gonna be 045. There it is, 950. So 950. So let's look for one that says 550 because this is a 50 here. So now here, but the 5 is way up here. So the 550 would go like this, right? So let's see if this one works or not. I don't think it'll work. Maybe 950 goes back this way. See, 950 goes both ways on this side. So the next day's number that came up, 601. Is there a 601 attached to these at all? Yeah, right here, look. 601. Boom. And off it is here too. 950 right here. 601. So that's how this one kind of played out. Because 950 is going straight right here. All these are 950. But somehow it just pretty much blocks everything else off. 950, 950. And where am I getting the 950 from? That was the winning number, right? And then over here is 550. So these are all 550, 550, 550. So all this is 55. It's pretty weird, but I mean, I don't know how you can take that, but that's pretty interesting as well. Okay. All right, let's just do one more. Let's try a different chart. I don't know which the charts you guys want to try. How about the 111? How about the 111? Everybody's favorite chart. So 111 is always just going to be 1 2. It's always just going to be 111 2 2 2. 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5 6 6 6. See, back to zero again. Always back to zero. Okay, so let's try this. So we're gonna do the 111 rundown chart. So let's pick a random number. Let's go back into here and let's do this number. This is in March 27 is 9. I want to do single numbers. Let's do single numbers. Let's do a single number that goes to a double. And all right, so let's put that in. 869314. 869314. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and run that and take a look here. Okay. Hold on real quick. Okay, so let's run that. Okay, so this is a 111 rundown chart, and we're looking at 869. So I'm going to bring down the 869 into this box here. So we're going to take this 647 here. 647. 192. 192. Boom. So that's 869 right there. So now, since we're doing the nines, this is all going to be nines. So let's look at 999. Okay. So those are all the areas. And somewhere in this 9 should be attached with wrapped around the next number, if it works or not. I don't think it will, but we're just giving it a shot. So this one says it's a double. Okay. So this next number came up as a 228. Okay, so 228. So let's take a look. 228. Do you see any 228s here? There's a 28 here, but there's no extra twos. There's an 8, no twos. There's a 28. Yeah, this one didn't work at all. It's not going to work because unless if, yeah, it still won't work that way. Even if you play, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of 111 run down. I like that tricky stuff. So if you go to the 9, see, See, this is interesting. So if you put 2, 9, all three nines here, because it's here, all 1, 1 run down, the 9 is attached back to the 2, 2, 8 here, attached to the 9. Kind of interesting. Let's test this real quick. So we're looking at numbers. So let's do this 281. So it'll be all the ones. Does 281 will go to 869? So we go to all the ones here. No. 6. No, it doesn't work. I was thinking something else. All right. So now, not a fan of 111 rundown, but if you use 1-1 rundown, I mean, that's cool. But if you would play the 869 314 314, and if you're using the 999, see there's a 9 and a 9 connected here, and the third 9 is down here. What did I do? Just back to wait, so okay. 999. There's no 28. I mean 28 here. Well, it may work if you kind of stretch it out. If you just want to play things around the nines, you know, maybe you might play it that way. But if you're just playing this chart here, you might kind of hit it. For me, I like to play this full chart, so I don't go with the what everybody does, but I like to play certain things my way. I like to explore certain things. Just try to make sense of it, logically. All right, so I think we should wrap up the video now. I mean, I've been over my 30 minutes already, and I'm trying to stick it around there, but hopefully this is kind of entertaining, just remembering through the different charts. But I think the 317 is the best one. I mean, I like the 317 chart using this. So if I put the 317, 624, 931, 248, I mean, you can test it out for yourself and see if it's something that would work for you. I mean, or maybe you might have a better luck that way, right? So, and what I noticed too, what's cool about this is like you can base it off of the previous number. Like, let's say for an example, let's do this real quick. So let's try the 14th to the 15th, January, 597 or 957 to 795. That's just a real mirror. Then I might not, then I, no, that's not going to be a good example because that's a mirroring number, or if the number just shuffle with differently. Let's try something else. How about this one? Let's try 715. Now that's going to go to the fives again. So this is kind of confusing. Or let's do the 93. Let's do these numbers. 939 715. 939 79484. Okay. So it's a 9, so it's 179. So let's find 179 in this chart. There's a 1 9. See, this is the reason why I don't. Let's put these two back in blue. So let's bring this 939 down here. So that would be 315 860. There it is, 939. So 939 is here. So 9 is going to be 179. 179 is right here. So let's make that blue. Okay. So 179. So the next number should be attached to that somehow. Okay. Here it is. 179. So 715. 175. Boom. 179, 715. 179 this side too. But this one doesn't have anything attached to it. 15. But there's no 7. 7's up here. Oh, that's weird. Like, if you think about it, this is 179. So the 17 is here. What if you just choose 17 and choose one of these numbers and play it? Or 17 and choose here. 17, boom, 17, boom. I don't know. Pretty weird, but all right, so we're good to go. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. You guys take care of yourselves and be safe and enjoy. If you guys have any questions, just reach out. I mean, I have this chart on Etsy for sale, so if you guys want to check out the chart that I have here, this is the rundown system that I have, which is some cool features and stuff in it. This is a system that has you can get all the combinations and everything else organized for yourself immediately. So if you put the number here, it updates, gives you all the single digits, the sum, the root sum, all the different pairs it comes with, and it even gives you all the full combination here, all 6 combinations. So if it's a double, just gives you the 3 combinations. So that's the way it works in the rundown. It has a lot of features and stuff in it. This one has the hot cold numbers, and then you can also have your tracking numbers and stuff in here. Enter the numbers, and it automatically tracks your numbers for you. And then your data sheet, which is all your data that you enter into the system, which gives you all your tracking numbers and everything else. So if you track your numbers, and then that you can use a temp sheet, which you can track your cold numbers and your hot numbers. And these are the cool stuff about it is you can do like a 10-day draw to 90 days draw, and automatically updates your numbers for you. And then that way you can choose what's cold, what's hot, how many days ago the last number which was drawn, stuff like that. All right, so anyways, you guys have yourself a good day. Take care. And if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and have yourself a good day. Bye bye.